Hello students, welcome back to the Mechatronics Lab. What we're going to do today is I'm going to give you an introduction to hands-on lab number 1. You're going to be doing 3 things in this lab. The first thing is to investigate the facilities requirements for this system. Any system that's running in a building needs certain things from that building. And so you're going to take a look at where do those things come from, like electricity, compressed air, maybe some processed gases. Where do they come from and how do they get into the system? And what are the correct levels of those? The second thing we're going to look at is how to start up the entire system and how to start up each individual station once you've got the system running. There's also an emergency stop procedure that if something goes wrong in the station, you hit a big red button, the emergency stop button, and then the process of restarting the station from that is a few steps that you need to be aware of. The last part, which is the where you're going to be spending most of your time, is to you're going to do this on 2 different stations. You're going to observe the sequence of events that happen from the point when the process starts to when it finishes. So basically you're going to be observing each actuator and writing down the sequence at which you see them operate from the beginning to the end. Some of this is going to be in later videos, but so today, before we start on the first part, I'm going to give you a tour, station by station, of the entire system. And we're just going to walk around and watch each system do what it's designed to do. So you get a familiarity of the overall system before we get started on the specific individual stations. All right, so the product that this system manufactures is this. It's a box with some colored pellets, either red, blue, or yellow. It's got a cap, and a label is put on it. So the starting point of these is an empty box with the pellets in a hopper container. So what I'm going to do is step you through the various stations that are able to do this process. So we're going to start with station 1, and this station, all it does is it puts a multicolor box onto the conveyor. So a multicolor box looks like this. It's got a label with all 3 colors, and that's what you would put if you want to dispense more than one different color into the box. So to start it up, you can go over here to the control panel, hit the green button, and you see the box dispenser moves, pushes a box onto a little platform. The barcode reader reads it, and now a little vacuum gripper comes out, picks it up, pivots, and puts it onto the conveyor. That's it for station number 1. Okay, station 2. Now I'm actually going to remove the box right now because I want station 2 to grab a blue box from inside the station and just put blue pellets into it. Here are all the boxes for the blue station. So I try to position this so you can see what's going on. So in this station, the control buttons, if I press the button once, I get 15 grams. Twice, I get 30 grams. 3 times will be 45 grams. So I'll press it twice, and after a few moments, you should see the box dispenser start moving. There's always a little bit of a delay here. Okay, there it goes. So then there's a vacuum gripper, which you can't see actually. It goes down. There we go. Vacuum gripper comes down, picks up the box. Now, the first thing it does is it brings it over to the barcode reader. Check the barcode number. Now it puts it on a scale, and this is where it starts dispensing pellets. So I asked for 30 grams, so that's 2 15-gram loads. And if it needs a little bit more, what it does is it checks the weight and does a little bit of an extra sprinkle of pellets. So that means it's got enough pivots, goes back on the belt, and there it is. Now, what I'm going to do on this station, the next two stations are identical, except they have different colored pellets. So I'm going to press the green button 4 times to pass this blue box through. So having done that, you can't really see it. There it goes. It just let the box pass by the station. Okay, and I'll bypass the red station as well. So I'm going to press this 4 times. And we'll watch the box get released. Okay. So this will be the box I'll use to just bring around the system and demonstrate everything. We really just need the one box. All right, now we've gone to stations 1, 2, 3, and 4 are all the same. Stations 5 and 6 are also very similar. These stations are designed to measure the volume of pellets in the box, and they do that by putting a kind of a plunger down until it hits the top of the pellets. So I'm going to position this so you can see the whole thing. Here we go. And so again, just going to hit the button once, and you'll see the box. It'll be released. Gets pushed onto an auxiliary conveyor, which brings it down underneath a measuring mechanism, which pushes down until it hits the top of the pellets, and it makes a measurement. It's measuring how many millimeters it had to go down. And it gets pulled off the belt and sent along. I have a little problem here where it doesn't want to go around the corner. There we go. So station 6 is the next one. It's very similar. I'll just show you the same process from a different angle. The only difference between the two stations is that the measuring sensor that measures the height is different. This one uses an analog potentiometer to get the measurement, and the previous station uses a digital encoder to make the measurement. So you can see the box gets pulled in, plunger goes down, and then it's going to be pulled into back onto the conveyor. All right, so let's follow it around. We're now at station 7. This is the station. It puts a cap and a label on the box, and I'm trying to think of what would be the best place to view this. Maybe from out here a little bit. Okay, we've got a blue box ready to go, and there's a stack of caps on the station, and there's also a labeler that's a little bit further behind. So I'm going to hit the green button. We'll watch that. Box should be released. It's going to be pushed onto a platform. The vacuum gripper picks up the cap, puts it on the box. And then there's a labeler, picks up the label. Can't really see it right now, but here's the label. It's now got the label on it. And it gets released to the next station. All right, so that brings us over to the next two stations. 8 and 9 are really designed to store boxes. So I'll put it here for the moment. So what I have to do to operate this one is use a touch screen. So there's a menu up here, and what I'm going to do is go up to the box movement menu, box input, and I'm going to put this in position, let's say 15. Apply start, okay, and the box is going to be released. It's going to come down, okay, and then the vacuum gripper is going to pick it up, and then go over to position number 15. All right. So because I have just that one box, I need to get it out of the station. So I'm going to go back here and do a box output from the same position, 15. Apply, start, and the arm moves over, picks up the box, and puts it back on the conveyor. All right, next station does the same thing. It's just arranged differently. It's just a, let's see if I come around this way, you can probably see it better. It's just a flat grid of positions. So I'm going to do the same thing. We have a touch screen interface, human machine interface, otherwise known as an HMI. So we'll go to, I'm just going to clear all positions first, make sure it doesn't think it has anything in there. We'll go to box movement, box input, and we'll go to position, say 24. Apply, start, and now you're going to see the box come over, and the gripper is going to move over, grab the box, and put it into position 24. Okay. Same thing, I'm going to pull that box out, go back to box movement, box output from position 24. Okay, now those two stations, we're actually not going to be using those for the first lab activity because there's a lot more going on with motor positioning, and we're going to get into that later on in the course. So we're going to be focusing in this first activity at stations which are mainly the pneumatic actuators. So that brings us to the last station, station 10, and the job of this station is to simply bring the box off the conveyor and put it onto this little output station. So I'm going to hit the button, and after a moment it will release the box. Okay, and there's a little box stopper that stops it there. You'll see this arm go out. There's a vacuum gripper, picks up the box and puts it on the little rolling platform. And it's set up so that once it gets 4 boxes on the platform, it releases them down to this lower area. All right, so I hope you enjoyed that. That is a basic overview of the HAS 200 stations. So the next thing we're going to be talking about is the second part of the lab, which is looking at the facilities requirements and how that gets into the system and how to start up and shut down each station. Okay?